we're going on a journey. Where I started, a little bit of my childhood, and now where I am today. That was where my passion really took over. Should I start posting on social media? The biggest New Year's ever, I was drunk 100% of the time, and I was like, fuck it, I am going to go all in. There was something in me where I thought I could help so many more people. I don't want to be a PT forever. I'm built for more. So that is when I started posting every day. And I had 5,000 followers. And I just checked my phone, 27,000 notifications, 3 million views on that reel. Within like 3 days, I had like 100,000 followers. Let's begin. We're gonna start pre-2010. It was an amazing childhood. I'm very blessed. I had two extremely loving parents, Mark and Donna. They're my mum and dad. They exposed me to so much when I was younger. My dad was he loved his extreme sports. He was actually a pro windsurfer. Back in the day, before he met mum, he was windsurfing and racing around the world. He was a weapon. That love for his sport definitely translated to myself and my sister. We got exposed to everything: snowboarding, mountain biking, surfing, and we loved it. We used to go on family trips to Woodhill Forest, which is like a mountain biking terrain park. A lot of activity when we were younger, and that was instilled in us super young, which has kind of led me on this path to where I am now of just being a super active individual and just having a passion for fitness, healthy living, and just getting after it. Loving nature, etc. So that was pre-2010. Such an amazing childhood. I was blessed. I was absolutely blessed. 2010 rolls around, and this is when I started high school. Such a great time. I mean, Sacred Heart, amazing school, very competitive in sports, very academic school. I wasn't the best academic-wise. I had quite a design flair. I loved just being creative, which works out now because, I create content full-time. And through high school, I got super into water polo. We can pop up some clips here. Like, I was big in club water polo, big in school water polo. We competed in lots of national competitions. We won a few, we lost a few. Like, there were lots of ups and downs. At water polo was like my heart. I just loved it so much. I was training like 13 sessions a week, 90-minute sessions in the pool, swimming, water polo. That was my jam. And on the side, I was training periodically to help my water polo career and just like progress in that. So being strong for water polo was really important for me. So I do a lot of strengthening specifically to improve my water polo. And a really good community, the water polo community, all the boys there were just amazing. The camaraderie was epic. Like, we used to pack out stadiums back in high school, and we would have all the boys from the school, like from the boarding house, from the school in general, would come on like their Friday night and be chanting, like doing school chants, and we would be like rivaling with the opposition school. It was getting heated in the crowds. I used to remember such fond memories. It was just awesome, that competition. The school camaraderie was epic. I loved it. It was so good. That was the birth of like fitness for me, although it was specifically for water polo at the time. I think that's when my passion started to grow for the gym and fitness in general. Yeah, a little insight into high school. Eventually, water polo became such a passion of mine. I had this burning desire to take water polo overseas, and that was when I was just grinding. I had a vision to go and study, play water polo overseas in the United States. That was like my dream. A few people I'd known did that, and I was like, that is what I want to do. So that is what I did. And I eventually graduated high school in 2016, and I went and played over in the States. I met some awesome friends. My best friend Dylan, he's from Zimbabwe. We met over there in the United States. So I stuck that out for a year, and it was a lot of fun, but something about living in the States and playing water polo, I was missing home a lot. Maybe it wasn't so much of what I thought it would be. So I ended up transferring to Sydney University, and that was around 2019. I just felt like being closer to home, and I knew living and playing water polo and studying in the States wasn't what I wanted it to be. Transferred to Sydney Uni, and I never looked back. Sydney Uni was amazing. Like, I had the best time ever. I just loved it. And Sydney University was an awesome time because that was when I really started to transition from my passion for water polo to fitness. That was kind of when I realized I actually loved the gym more than I loved water polo, which was fine. A little part of me felt kind of bad, but I kind of knew as well there was no future in water polo. Like, there's no real money in it. It was more of just a love for the sport. I was coaching a few teams at the time as well to pay for my lifestyle at college. And Sydney Uni was great because that was when I met my best friend Alfie. Alfie Robinson, baby. We used to have the most grueling sessions, pop up some clips as well. Like it was kind of in our minds, like if we didn't leave the gym completely soaking wet in sweat, then it wasn't a good session. So we used to just destroy ourselves. And it was fun. It was fun, but looking back at it now, it was highly unsustainable. But that was when I met Alfie, and we never looked back. We became gym buddies and best friends, and we smashed the gym, baby. We like just loved it. It was so good. It was like drink on the weekends, hungover sessions, highly unsustainable life, as I said. But man, we were young, we loved it, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. A lot of debauchery in the mix during that time as well. Yeah, that was kind of the birth of fitness for us, and we just loved the gym. Now that was 2018 to about the start of 2020, and the start of 2020, we all know COVID hit, had to fly home. So I flew home to New Zealand, and I was literally stuck inside for the better part of a year, and I didn't have really much to do except study online from Sydney Uni. I had nothing really to like work out with. I had a barbell, a couple dumbbells maybe, bought a pair of rings online. That was kind of like my setup. Very basic, but it got the job done. During that time, I just getting super into like calisthenics, bodyweight stuff, and a little bit of mobility here and there as well. That was when my passion really started to grow to master my own body weight. The progress was pretty rapid as well. Like I was just doing it every day. Nothing else to do. I'd work out for like 2 or 3 hours a day. That was when my passion really took over. Fitness, mastering bodyweight, calisthenics, weight training, all combined. And I was just like obsessed. I just loved it so much. That was COVID. COVID was very fitness centric. A lot of people went the opposite way, got into drinking, whatever. I went the fitness route, which I'm very thankful for. Shout out mom and dad for instilling, fitness and that sort of active lifestyle into me at such a young age. I think that had something to do with it for sure. But yeah, COVID wasn't all too bad. I was just staying fit, eating well. Yeah, that was the start of kind of dipping my toes into mobility. So we've got some old mobility clips here will pop up. And like, these are some raw clips. These are hilarious to me now. A lot of just experimentation. We did some spinal twists. We were practicing the splits a little bit. It was funny as well because back then, I actually started a fitness page called CoFit, and that was with Alfie. So Alfie was back home on Waiheke Island in New Zealand as well because, we all had to fly home during COVID. And we just decided to start this, train from home thing, that was trending. So Alfie and I did that. Did not take off in the slightest, got like 200 followers. It was fun though. Like we can pop up some clips and show the Instagram if you guys want to have a look. We thought, let's give it a crack and see what we can do here. A lot of people were blowing up at that time on Instagram. We're like, why not give it a shot? Didn't work out too well for us back then. But yeah, shout out CoFit, shout out Alfie. There were some hilarious clips and kind of at the tail end of that 2020 period. And then 2021 rolls around, the COVID rules were getting a little bit more lenient. So moved into a flat with some of my best friends from New Zealand. That was a super fun year. I ended up being home in New Zealand for like 2 years during COVID, studying online from Sydney University. And man, fitness was huge for me back then. I worked as a trainer at F45 at the time while I was flatting in 2021. There was like 7 people in the flat. It was chaos, drinking every weekend, grinding in the garage gym that we made. It was pretty crazy. Like it was a crazy time looking back. But yeah, my passion for fitness and bodyweight training and mobility was really starting to grow. I was just all in. Like I was a fitness trainer, studying and then just working out like all the time. That was my routine. I loved it. And then would drink on the weekends. Fast forward to 2022, I eventually moved back to Sydney. We're outside now. Let's continue the journey. Finally moved back to Sydney, and I moved in with Alfie and the boys. So much fun. We were just lifting weights, studying, working part-time. I was a PT. I ended up working as a trainer at Hustle Boxing as like a box fit trainer. And then I moved to Barry's boot camp for a short amount of time. And while I was doing that, I was studying, finishing off my uni studies at Sydney Uni, and also just working out and loving it, loving the Sydney lifestyle. It was a lot of fun in that year, 2022, flatting with the boys. My passion for fitness was just ever growing. Mobility was becoming a real thing. And it was kind of around this time where I would, be training at the gym and I would get approached by anywhere from like 1 to 5 people. Every time I'd work out, they'd be like, what are you training for? You are training so weird, like you do some weird stuff. And fair enough, I did. We can show some clips of me doing some weird shit in the gym. But they were also like your mobility and strength is incredible. Like, what are you training for? Like, are you an athlete? And I'd be like, no, like I used to play water polo. I'm not an athlete. I just love training. I love being mobile. I love being strong. I love, mastering my body weight. That was like my thing. So I suppose that seed of like, could I take this somewhere was getting kind of planted in me back then. But yeah, I just kept trotting along, filming some stuff here and there. Yeah, that was like a couple years. I wasn't like the most crazy mobile person back then, but I was definitely doing some things to progress in that kind of area. Yeah, I was pretty decent. Like, you could see why people would come and approach me. Like, I was doing some weird stuff. The year is now 2023. It rolls around, still studying, still training, but this year was different. It was 2023, New Year's in Bali, and we had the biggest New Year's ever. I was drunk 100% of the time. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Drinking never really agreed with me. Like, I would just kind of do it to fit in or whatever, have fun with the boys. But it was after that New Year's and I was just like, I do not want to be a personal trainer forever. It was great at the time. There was something in me where I thought I could help so many more people. Like, I feel like I've got this knowledge. I love mobility training. Not many people were like doing it. And I was like, I really have something special going on here. And that was reinforced by, my friends like Alfie and Marley, and a lot of people that would approach me in the gym would just be like, you have world-class mobility. Like, why aren't you teaching people this? So that was really getting instilled in me. And I was like, fuck it. I am going to go all in. I don't want to be a PT forever. I'm built for more. So that is when I started posting every day. I went into it and I was like, if I post every day for a year without fail, I provide value, show people the ropes of mobility, how can I fail? And that was exactly what I did. I started posting every single day. About 3 or 4 months into 2023, we went on this big family trip to Spain. Spain was insane. Family trip, we walked 8 days of the Camino Trail, walking 25 kilometers every day. It was like 6 or 7 hours of walking. We'd get home and just be knackered. During that time, I was still posting on social media every day. I had less than 5,000 followers. Obviously started with 0, so it was slowly building. It was around May, and I had 5,000 followers at the time. And I remember posting this reel that said, thank you for 5,000 followers. Like, I love you guys. Like, thank you for the support. That particular reel that I posted was just kind of like off a whim, whatever, I'll just post it. What it ended up being was me doing a dragon squat at the very start of the Camino Trail, my family. I got up early one morning and there was this beautiful castle in Bayona in Spain. Just started filming, working out, training, and filmed myself doing this dragon squat. Little did I know at the time, the stars were really aligned for me that day. The wind was blowing in my hair, this beautiful ocean in the background, the sun was perfect, the lighting was coming down on me, like I was looking shredded, and I just posted this reel. It was thank you for 5,000 followers, and it was me doing the dragon squat. We start the walk, 25 Ks later, we go to bed. The next morning I get up early again, work out. I sit down at the breakfast table with my family. My sister Talia, my mum Donna, my dad Mark are all there. And I just check my phone, look down, and I'm like, that's super strange. Like, there's 27,000 notifications on the TikTok app, and I was like, that's weird. So I checked it and I was like, holy shit. I had 200 followers, and then I checked that day, 27,000 followers on TikTok, 3 million views on that reel. And I was like, what the hell? Like, my heart was beating. I was like, what is going on? Like, I showed my family, they couldn't believe it. Like, it was just so new and weird and rare. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I was messaging my friends and they were like, holy shit, like, you're blowing up, bro. And it was crazy. Like, it was so crazy. I couldn't believe it. That was the start of it. And I've got screenshots from that time as well, having barely any followers to like 27,000. And then, a few days later, TikTok started to creep up, and Instagram took a while, but Instagram started to creep up. That same reel had like 3 million on Instagram, and I was gaining followers so rapidly. I couldn't believe it. TikTok and Instagram started blowing up both at the same time. And the reel went from, 0 or like 3 million to 30 million on each, roughly. Within like 3 days, I had like 100,000 followers on Instagram. TikTok was still creeping up as well. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what is going on? Like, this is the start of something special, and I'm so glad I started posting. Yeah, it was crazy. I remember the night I had 100,000 followers. We all went out for dinner. It was crazy. Like, we could see it creeping up. It was like every 10 seconds, it would go up another 100 followers, 100 followers, 100 followers, whatever. Every 10 minutes is like another 1,000 followers. It was really special. And we had dinner. The dinner ended up being €100. I was like, my shout. It was just crazy. Everything was aligning. And then we strolled home. I've actually got a photo of when this happened. So I've got a photo of the 100K, but we also took a photo outside of the restaurant. Just hit 100K, it was crazy. And yeah, that was the birth of social media. And from that day forth, I have still not missed a day posting on social media. It has changed my life completely. And it was really special going through the blow up with my family. It was amazing. I was getting pounded in the DMs from my friends being like, congrats, you did it. Wow, this is crazy. And yeah, I haven't stopped since, and it's been such a journey. Yeah, it was crazy because I was getting hit up by like famous people. Callie Slater was DMing me, like he was like, whoa, just showed my friend you're real. It was crazy. And I've got the photo of like when I got hit up by Callie. Bear Grylls was liking my photos. It was just insane. I couldn't believe it. That was just like crazy. It's actually really funny to compare where I started in terms of like my social media capabilities. The content from back then compared to now is hilarious. We'll pop up a few reels that I put together back then when I first started with like sub 1,000 followers. If you like to go out for the occasional run, you want to make sure you're prepping those joints and muscles before you actually start. There is a short 5-minute warm-up for you to try before you go on your next run. Let's start with tibialis raises. Lift the toes up towards the face. Yeah, so continuing on 2023, I mean, I started the year out still being a PT, and then the social blow up happened around March. And then, you know, within a week of that reel blowing up, I had like 200,000 followers. Crazy. Didn't know what it meant. Didn't know how to like actually make money from it either. So I was kind of just like eating into my savings, but I was like, okay, this is it. This is my ticket. I'm not going back to being a PT. Like, this is what I'm going to do. So I was like eating into my savings for a good amount of time, like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 months of just like figuring this thing out. And man, that was a bit of a rough one. Like it took me a while to figure out how to monetize. After the Camino Trail, I ended up going to Bali for a long time. Alfie came with me. We kind of went together, I suppose. That was super fun. A lot of filming, a lot of content, a lot of growing on social media. It was amazing. Was meeting a lot of people like Ryan Fisher. We met Cole Smith, played some paddle with Cole Smith. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, the access that like having a social media following gave you was crazy. And that was very new to us. And Alfie was like looking at this like, fuck, Jake's got all these followers now, and now he gets to meet all these cool people. And that's another story, but Alfie ended up starting social media as well, and now is doing incredible things. But he was also a big help in figuring out how to monetize. I started a Shopify store and doing like just monthly challenges. So I'd sell these challenges and then start on the first of each month, and they were blowing up crazy. Like it was a really good time as well because it was leading into summer over that like November, December, January period. And there was just like a lot of people who were jumping into the challenges. I think I had at the peak of the challenge thing, it was like 2,500 people in 1 month challenge, all in a WhatsApp group. We had to have like a few WhatsApp groups because they limit it to a certain amount of people. So that was crazy. And the transformations from these 30-day challenges I was doing, like basic mobility challenges, 15 minutes at home, were insane. Couldn't believe it. People would come up to me as well at the Bondi gym and be like, dude, I'm doing a challenge and like, I cannot believe how much I've improved. And that was wild. I mean, it just shows you a little bit of dedication. You dedicate yourself to anything for 30 days. You're gonna see some drastic improvements. Similar to the content thing, I stuck at it, still am. You know, obviously now I've got 1.5 million followers on Instagram, which is crazy. And yeah, it just shows that dedication, discipline, you stick to something, you do it every day. You repeat the process, you get better, and you try to improve something each time. So that's my advice to you guys out there is if you have a vision, do it. Do it for a long period of time. You never know what's gonna come from it. That was a crazy time. Like the whole challenge era was insane, so much fun. That was like the beginning of starting to, you know, see the real effect that having a social following can have on people and seeing how many people that I can positively influence with my knowledge on mobility. And introducing these challenges was just like awesome. And like that whole 2023, 2024 period was crazy. After the challenge era, and now that I'd established myself as like a mobility expert in the space, I started to dive more into like the one-on-one coaching side of things. That has been extremely rewarding as well. Like if you think a 30-day transformation is good, like wait till you see someone who sees what you offer and buys into the one-on-one coaching program for like 6 to 12 months. That is crazy. You know, I've coached people that are complete beginners in the gym to Olympic level athletes to 72-year-olds who just want to, you know, get the most out of life. I get to know these people and I get to really be a part of their transformation, which is amazing. You know, it's different from going from 2,500 people in a group where you don't really get to know anyone. You still see these great transformations, but to get to know someone personally on a personal level, catch up weekly, you know, you're messaging all the time, you're tweaking their program. That is like, it's extremely rewarding to be able to do that. Now to be able to do that at scale with my Reborn team is even cooler. So I've got 6 coaches now. Reborn is our brand. You know, I was trying to come up with names and I was like, what's a name that encapsulates the feeling of dedicate yourself and you improve? And I was like, you feel reborn. That is it. So that's the name. I've built this team and been doing a lot of interviews with different coaches to choose the best people possible for the job. I want them to be well-versed in mobility, strength through length, longevity, because that's our whole approach. It's like, how can you sustain doing the things that you love to do until you're 80 plus years old? That is the overarching philosophy, and that's what we're doing. We have everyone from beginners in the gym to Olympic athletes to your 9-to-5ers, weekend warriors to 72 plus year olds who are just thriving and loving it. We have amazing coaches now. Shout out Liz, shout out Jason, shout out Lucas, shout out Charlie and myself. That makes the 6. We are looking to hire all the time. So if you are a coach and you want to work, we are looking to hire all the time. So if you are a coach and you want to work for me and with the Reborn team, then shoot me a DM and send me your CV. Or even better, send me a video of who you are, your background, and why you think you'd be good for the role. I mean, that was kind of 2025. That is the Reborn team. We've got 6 coaches, we've got amazing people on our side, and a lot of clients who are just crushing it, loving life. Yeah, we just want to help people get the most out of what they love to do for the longest amount of time. It's been a journey from growing up to high school, going overseas and to the United States to play water polo and study, to Sydney Uni to play water polo and study, to COVID, to starting social media, traveling the world, eating into my savings, having not much money at all, to finally being able to make some money and really change people's lives, to now where we have Reborn, which is elite coaches who are like highly professional, highly trained coaches. So yeah, if you're someone who wants to join us and transform your life completely from the ground up, then I will leave a link in the description and you can apply for coaching today. We will be in contact with you very soon. But yeah, what a journey it's been. And I have nothing but positive things to say about everything. Like, it's been amazing. Mom and Dad, I love you guys. Talia, you're amazing. My sister, the Reborn team, you guys are all awesome. The back end team as well. Jay, James, Pat, like, you guys are legends. And wow, what a journey it's been. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about me. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. If you want me to get into a topic a little bit more, feel free to comment below as well. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. I'm gonna love and leave you.
Someday, someday, someday.